as we approach the final weekend for Ursula's Return Set Championships, I wanted to go ahead and bring the last deck that I would recommend running to these events. This deck is very, very good. I don't think people will be expecting it. I don't think they'll be ready to play against it. So without further ado, this is Luminescence LORCANA, and let's get into the deck, to the giveaway. So unfortunately for the giveaway, I have about 150 subs, but since I said that you had to be subscribed, you had to have your subscriptions public, so I could only get 71 of you guys from that list. But no worries, we are approaching 200 quickly, and I'm only going to do a better giveaway at 200, and I'm going to do it differently so that everyone can go ahead and get entered, even if you don't want to make your subscriptions public. So anyway, so what I've done is I've taken the list of all the subs, assigned everyone a number. We're going to run this generator 1 through 71. Whoever's number is in this document, they will be the winner. So here we go, guys. 26. So 26 is going to be Eddie. So if this is your YouTube, Eddie, go ahead and comment on this video, and I'll get in touch with you on how you can contact me, and I'll make sure to get that stuff shipped out to you. So congratulations. Thank you guys so much for 100 subs. Like I said, we're quickly approaching 200. So once we hit 200, I'm going to do an even better giveaway, and I'll make sure that everyone can get into doing that one. So congratulations, Eddie. Go ahead and comment on this video, and I'll get you all set up. Now, guys, the deck I'm going to recommend running for set champs now is going to be Ruby Sapphire. Now, my first set champs that I went to in July, I did take the Sapphire Steel deck that I recommended in my first video. I did begin 2-0 and was on table 1 and just got wiped by Ruby Sapphire, lost back-to-back matches against it, and kind of bubbled out from there. I ended up coming 10th, so I didn't quite make top 8, but what I did think is that this matchup is really, really hard for us, and I think Ruby Sapphire in general can catch a lot of people off guard. So I just wanted to touch on this deck and go over my deck list and go over why I recommend running specific cards. So I'm just going to get right into it. Going into the 1-drops, we just have 4 Develop Your Brains and 4 Popsicles. They're just there to draw. Very good to draw. Develop Your Brain is awesome because it helps you look at the top 2 cards. It helps you go deeper and deeper into your deck, looking for cards that we're going to need later on. If it's a higher when we need a higher, or if it's a B prep when we need a B prep. And then obviously it's going to be 2 Vitalises. This is really good because it allows you to buff a card and banish it, and trade something into something bigger, make a favorable trade in your way. And it's also just an item, so it's for Flavisham fuel for sure. So going into the 2-drops, we're going to have Pegasus. Pegasus is really good because it's going to cancel out a lot of what Ruby Amethyst is trying to do. It's inkable, and it has a pretty decent stat line, and if you're playing against a deck that doesn't have any way of dealing with evasives, you're just going to keep questing and questing, or singing 1 jump ahead, and just further advancing. And then if your opponent has to make an unfavorable trade to get rid of it, then you're not really that disappointed in the end of the day. So this is a really good card just to utilize. You could maybe do front 3 if you wanted, but I think that 4 is just good, helps keep it consistent. And then obviously for 1 jump aheads, Pegasus is really good because it can sing 1 jump ahead, but 1 jump ahead is just so crucial. You need to play this card so that you ramp, and then you can get further ahead in your game plan earlier than your opponent. Going into 3-drops, we're going to have 4 Fishbone Quills and 4 Brawls. Fishbone Quills are necessary for the ramping, and Brawls there for dealing with maybe if you run into a mirror, it helps deal with Flavisham. It can get rid of a rabbit, and it can deal with Diablo, which is really why it's built into this deck. And then we're going to go into the 4-drops. It's going to be 4 Hiram. You need him because he's going to help you draw. Grammatala, which is great because Grammatala can be really good against Ruby Amethyst as well, because you can play her to kind of cancel out Flynn's effect if you're a turn ahead, and then use her to sing How Far I'll Go, and continue to get ahead on the ink, as well as getting an extra card in your hand. So Grammatala is really good as well, just giving us more and more options to draw throughout the game. So this is a really, really good card for us to run. And then obviously for How Far I'll Go, you need this card because it's Grammatala but as a song, and then it allows you to also continue to ramp. So this is a really good card to use. And if you have a Grammatala or a Hiram out there and players just to sing How Far I'll Go with them and then play something else, it's a really big power move because you just continue to ramp, and you can then continue to draw if you need to, and then just, make sure that you can take care of everything your opponent's going to play, and then you can kind of just slowly make your way to 20 from there. And then getting into the 5 drops, we're going to go with 4 Maui and 2 of the Hercules. The Hercules is really there because when you're going to run into Ruby Amethyst, Hercules allows you to take the castle in one go. Maui's there because he's just so good. I probably would cut maybe some Mauis for an additional Sisu, but this is the exact deck list that I'm going to bring, so it's utilizing cards that I have, and I don't have all the Sisus I need, but nonetheless, I'm going to run 4 Mauis and 2 Hercules. This deck has also performed pretty well at locals, so I think this is a pretty solid deck to bring. We're going to go with 4 Madame Medusas, no Tremaines. I think maybe if you wanted to, you could do a 2-2 split, but I don't know. I've been considering maybe running a Tremaine, but for now, I'm just going to stick with the 4 Medusas. I think that's efficient for us for now. And then obviously we're going to have in the 7 drops, we're going to have 2 Lucky Dime and 3 B Prep. You could run 4 B Prep if you want. I think 3 is okay. I don't think you need to run 4 necessarily. But yeah, and then 8 drops, 4 Tamatoa. Insane. He'll win you the game, get all your items down, and then get the dime down, hit it with Tamatoa, and you can get, 10, 11 lore in one turn. And then obviously 2 Maleficent. I would love to run 4 of this. I don't have 4 of this, but I would love to run 4 of this. So you can maybe cut 2 Mauis to run 2 more of this if you wanted to. But I would love to run 4 of this. I don't have 4 of this. But that would be some of the changes I would make. But I still think this is a really solid deck list. It's performed well. And I think it will definitely perform well if you decide to take it to set championships. It's a very solid deck list overall. And I'm going to get into a Mulligan guide for it and also go over the pros and cons of running this deck to set champs. Do a Mulligan here, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. So you really don't want to Lucky Dime this early. You could consider keeping the B Prep, but you kind of more want to draw into it. The Develop's fine. Pegasus can go. Maleficent Dragon can probably go until later. You can probably keep 1 Pegasus just in case you need it, depending what you're going into, and then you can Mulligan the rest of it away. So this is actually pretty decent. You could ink this, play this on 1, play this on 2, or play this on 2 if you need to keep up like a Ruby Amethyst player. You've got your ramp turn 3, your half hour goes if you need to hard cast him to draw. Hopefully by then you draw like a Hiram or something like that. So this is a pretty decent hand, and something that I would maybe prefer to have like a Hiram in hand, but this is a decent hand and you can work with it. With the Develop, you can look for a Hiram so that, turn 2 you're gonna 1 jump, and then you could, Quill, or maybe if you need to use this Pegasus. This Pegasus is really good against Ruby Amethyst at, playing him, canceling out the Flynn's effect, using him to, sing 1 jump ahead, and then continuing to accelerate your game plan with Fishbone Quill, kind of dumping your hand. So this is a pretty decent hand, and one that I wouldn't necessarily be upset with playing. Alrighty guys, as always, to end the video today, we're going to go over why you should run this deck. This deck has amazing removal. This deck can take care of almost any card just by its removal. From Medusa to B Prep to Maleficent Dragon to Brawl, you can take care of so much stuff. It's unreal. This deck is great. As well as having high attacking characters such as Maui and Hercules, and ways to buff those characters such as Photosphere. You can take care of almost anything that your opponent puts out there, and you're not too concerned. You get lots of ink to play higher cost characters or items. You can play, very exciting characters like Maleficent Dragon and very exciting items like Lucky Dime, but you can also get up there to like 15 and play 15 ink and play a ton of things on turn and just threaten your opponent, and if they don't have an answer, you're going to win the game. And like I said, you can get lots of lure in 1 turn using Lucky Dime with Tamatoa. It's just ridiculous. You can get so much lore in 1 turn, and not only that, if you play something that quests for 2 and then just threaten with it, it's very hard for your opponent to be able to take care of it, especially if they have no item removal. So that's why I would definitely recommend bringing this deck to set champs. I think a lot of people are unprepared for this deck. At the set champs I have gone to, I've only been to 1 this month. I was feeling a little bit ill, so I wasn't able to make it to 1 last weekend, but only was able to make it to 1 this month, and Ruby Sapphire did win. So I do recommend running this deck. I think it's a great deck. If you guys did enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe. We are inching ever so close to 200, and we'll be doing another giveaway at 200. Thanks guys for the continued support, and I'll see you very soon.